Hi there. Okay, so you might be aware that I have experimented with a handful of other nootropics, and I've definitely come to the conclusion that I have found nootropics that are very effective for increasing cognitive function, helping basically make your problem-solving skills more acute, and expanding working memory, increasing focus. That wasn't something I was in the need of because, like I said, I found that. Problem is, I'm extremely busy. I work full time. I'm a parent, writing for blogs when I'm not working or doing parental duties. What I wanted was something that might help with the motivation to use this increased cognitive function. So I veered off the strict and narrow path of cognitive enhancing nootropics and started looking into mood enhancers. And I wanted to give y'all my review of a couple and tell you how I found they might have helped me towards my goal. The first one is a commercially available synthetic oxytocin, which is from Oxytocin Factor. For those of you who don't know, oxytocin is a neurotransmitter. They call it the love hormone. Basically, when you take synthetic oxytocin, it's supposed to stimulate the production of real oxytocin, which has shown in studies to make people feel more trusting, more loving, more compassionate. So I used this in particular is the sublingual drops. Drop the drops underneath the tongue and then feel better. I noticed a very, very, very subtle change. It did, though, however, increase my mood. I was definitely more loving and friendlier while I was using it. Later I realized that I don't think the sublingual application is very effective. Whenever they do a nasal spray, and that definitely works better. When I was able to insufflate the oxytocin, I felt a much more noticeable difference. But overall, I would say it didn't necessarily fill me with a tremendous amount of motivation or artificial motivation, but for what it was designed for, making you feel friendlier and just overall more connected, I think that it succeeded in that. I feel like this would be really helpful for anybody that feels like maybe their general disposition is not so happy or outgoing. It might help with that. I don't feel like I suffer from these problems, so I don't think that prolonged use of the oxytocin factor is necessary for me personally. But I do see the benefit of people who, or maybe you're in a funk, you just want to, figure out a way to get yourself back out there and be in a better mood and interact with other people better. So for that, to that end, I would say Oxytocin Factor was definitely successful. Then another one I found was the stuff called Happy, Calm, and Focused. HCF. It's got a number of vitamins in it. It's marketed as a nootropic, but the primary ingredient is phenylalanine. And I did some research on phenylalanine and found out that it actually has a whole lot of really awesome effects. One of the ones I was the most excited about was that apparently it hinders the degradation of endorphins. And I work out and I love endorphins. Anyway, so I started taking it, and for the first week I really didn't feel anything at all, and I thought, well, sometimes this stuff doesn't work, sometimes it does. But then after the first week, I noticed whenever I would get done with my workout in the gym, it did exactly that. It halted the degradation of endorphins, because I had that endorphin high for way longer than normal, and I thought that in and of itself was reason enough to buy this stuff, especially if you exercise regularly, because that's an awesome feeling. However, it took another week or so to finally kick in, and next thing you know, I noticed seriously that I was much calmer. Normally stressful situations for me, for example, driving, I do suffer from a little bit of road rage. I noticed that those situations bothered me far less. I noticed that other challenging life situations, particularly involving my current economic state, which normally would have a pretty emotional impact on me, the impact was much smaller than normal. So I'd have to say this stuff actually works. The focused part I'm not so sure about, as far as it being a nootropic in the generally accepted sense of the term. I don't know that it is the most effective in that manner, but for its calming effect and for its effect of prolonging the endorphin high after you're exercising, that right there makes it awesome. So I decided, as I always do, hey, if one works great and the other works great, why not use them together? And I did. And that actually produced the happy feeling that I was hoping for. Not necessarily artificial motivation or anything, but definitely energetically happy. Not that I advocate pursuing chemical means of happiness. I believe that that's a choice, but that's also a philosophical conversation for another channel or another video at another time. But I will say, if you're like me and you're experimenting with various types of supplementation, these things do these things, and if that's what you're looking for, it might be worth giving them a try. Oxytocin Factor will increase your desire and ability to interact with others in a friendly manner, and HCF will keep you very calm. Put the two together, you'll be happy and calm, and it's actually not a bad deal. Alright, so thanks for tuning in. That is my review of HCF, Happy, Calm, and Focused, and Oxytocin Factor. I'm sure I will find some other interesting supplements to try, and I'll tell you all about it when I do. See you then.